all time, and that's with a minimum 8 times facing elimination. Here's Ty Lue on coming out of the valley and heading home with a victory.
Just a group of guys we got. I mean, it's been all season long. You know, we've been down guys. Guys have been out. Different guys are stepping up, stepping in and playing well. And we've been doing it all year long. And I don't keep saying the same word, resilient, but this group is. You know, the performance we got tonight, Marcus felt a lot better tonight. You see his performance. You know, PG, of course, being PG all playoffs. You know, Reggie Jackson. I thought Pat Beverly really did a good job defensively and kind of started that early surge when we got out in transition, got some early ball movement. And when we trust, play the right way, we're a good team, no matter who's on the floor. And I thought we did a great job of doing that tonight. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but just the group of guys we got, man. Like I said, I love those guys. They compete every single night, no matter who's on the floor, 1 through 17. So, you know, work's not done, but you know, we came into a hostile environment and got a gritty win. Like I said, without 3 starters, and you know, we got to do it again 2 more times.
Go ahead, Earl. Ty, you just talked about how Paul stepped his game up, but what did you see in him tonight? And this was his postseason career high when you guys needed it the most.
I think just taking his time, you know, just being poised, you know, just letting the game come to him. He knows he's going to get his shot opportunities, but I thought, you know, getting out to a good start early with Marcus, you know, really helped us out. We played through Marcus a little bit, we played through Reggie, and then PG was able to relax a little bit and just kind of let the game come to him, and then down the stretch just took over the game. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What did you say to him? Each assistant dapped him up at the end there, but you were the last one. What did you say to him?
I can't say it, I don't think. but
Medina.
You know, just, you know, way to play, you know, 2 more to go. But that's who he is, and PG's been great for us all year. And, you know, I just don't understand why it's, you know, magnified so much when he doesn't play well, when he has a bad game, because a lot of people play bad, you know. So, you know, like I said, I'm just happy he came back, you know, played a great game, and we needed every bit of it.
We welcome in Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy after the game. Once again, gentlemen, thank you for the time. And Mark, I want to start with you because the other night you made the great point. Look, the Clippers can't win 3 games at once. You have to start with this game, which they got. What do you feel they did tonight that's sustainable that they can bring back with them in L.A. and try to replicate as they try to bring it back for a 7th game?
Well, they showed great character, and they showed great patience and great poise. Everything didn't go their way. And truthfully, Paul George wasn't playing particularly well in that first half, but they showed that they were a total team. You're talking about the effort of DeMarcus Cousins off the bench, Marcus Morris, the presence that he was offensively, and Reggie Jackson continued to be spectacular until Paul George had the ability to take over in that second half.
Jeff, you lean into stars clearly, but to Mark's point, you get that out of Boogie Cousins, and Marcus Morris Sr. was spectacular in the first half. From Ty Lue's perspective, I mean, how would you sort of describe the buttons that this guy's pushing and what he's getting out of the group that he's got?
Well, found money. You know, he played 8 guys tonight, and whatever reasons earlier in the year, he was out of the rotation some, health-wise, but he has put it all together here in the playoffs.
I'm curious, Jeff, in your experience, and Mark, you as well as a head coach, what do you find grows more easily? Confidence or doubt? Because I'm not saying the Suns should feel doubt because this is just 1 loss, and I'm not saying that the Clippers should feel like, well, hey, we can do it now, but I'm just interested in what you've noticed grows more easily, the belief you can continue or the doubt that I don't know what's going to happen next.
I think that depends on the individual. Some guys, you can't talk them down off their confidence mountain, but some other guys doubt in a bad quarter. And ones have an unwavering confidence.
Absolutely. Confidence on this level, and really on any level, but on this level in particular, it's a difference maker. I can remember taking shots and he was rebounding, and I'd be like, that's money, and he'd look like, that's an awful shot, and it has no chance of going in. But I had the confidence to continue to shoot and think that I was a shooter, but he would bring me down a notch.
No, irrational confidence, Scott, no, for real. Mark had irrational confidence, and that served him well. I think you can't play well over a long career if you doubt yourself on every bad game. It's going to be hard to play at a consistently high level. Only the truly great ones do that. So you're going to have ups and downs, and you've got to be able to bounce back and re-believe in yourself, and that goes team-wide as well.
Well, I appreciate you indulging. I wasn't trying to turn this into therapy, but I find this really interesting. These are human beings out there trying to accomplish things at the very highest level, and I think that's a big part of it. So, as always, appreciate the time, man. Look forward to talking again on Wednesday, okay?
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Jackson in the fourth. George threw out. Just the third player in the past quarter century with 30 points on 80% shooting in the second half of a game, joining Anthony Davis against Portland last year, Dwayne Wade against the Celtics back in 2010. Rachel Nichols will talk to Paul George in just a little bit. Reggie Jackson will join us here on the show as well. Stephen A. Smith joins us now live from the Valley. And Stephen A., you're in that building, and man, we know that it is live, and they were ready to celebrate. This Clipper team, though, wasn't going to let that happen tonight. What did they demonstrate, and what have they shown us all playoffs long when the proverbial backs are against the wall?
Incredible guts, incredible heart, incredible coaching on the part of Ty Lue. We thought that when, Zubac was ruled out of the game because of his sprained MCL that you would see DeMarcus Cousins in there, but he started Marcus Morris. It really all comes down to Paul George. It really all comes down to what he was able to do. 41 points, just a spectacular performance. After shooting 5 of 20 in the last game, he shot 15 of 20 this particular game. He was absolutely sensational. There's no way around it. You've got to give credit where credit is due. He answered the call. Playoff P, not pandemic P, playoff P, showed up. And he showed up big time. And Reggie Jackson, 2 big threes to stave off Phoenix, along with a fast break dunk. I mean, you just look around, and it was a total team effort. The Clippers deserve a boatload of credit. I did it. Most people didn't believe that they would win this game, but they believed that they would win this game, and they pulled it out.
Stephen A., as you are there in the building, and we saw that there was that great shot of you and Wilbon from that, the Valley oop, right? And Wilbon said it was as loud as anything he's heard. It felt like they could never quite get to that point tonight where they got the lead briefly in the third, but the Clippers always had an answer. Was the building that was so ready to explode just never quite able to get to that place?
Totally true, because the Clippers were scrappy. They wouldn't let them get on but so much of a run. And I thought that the Clippers were doomed when they came out. Devin Booker hits a 3 right as the buzzer sounded to end the first half. You pull him with incessant pain still, because when you consider the way that he performed in Game 2 with CP3 out, playing 37 minutes, 29 points, 9 assists, not a single turnover in 36 minutes. Then he hurts himself after 4 minutes in Game 3. He hasn't looked the same since, hasn't been getting that minutes, and I think that's hurt this team because of the activity that they got coming off the bench. It's really only Cameron Johnson, who hits shots when he's in the game, but for some inexplicable reason isn't shooting enough. Hit 5 or 6 shots tonight. But in the end, Devin Booker, 9 of 22 shooting, had 31 points, but the accuracy still isn't there, 40%. CP3 still hasn't found his groove. He missed all 6 of his 3-point shots, and this team is going to go where CP3 and Devin Booker takes them. And the Clippers said, oh, no, wait a minute. Somebody else better beat us, because we're not going to let those two run roughshod over us. They're going to get their points, but we're going to make them work for everything, and they're not going to shoot it at a high percentage. So Monty Williams is going to have to figure out something, because the Clippers, scrappy, collectively came together and really was just all in them. And key guys made key shots. Paul George, Patrick Beverley even hit a big-time 3-pointer. DeMarcus Cousins again. Of course, Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris Sr., MVP of the first half. It was a collective effort, incredibly gutsy. And if they show up and do this in Game 6, we're going to be right back here Friday for Game 7.
Yeah, this Clipper team has been fantastic.